All right, so here we are, episode number 4 of Between the Verses. My name is David Wilde. Thank you for joining us once again. This time on the program, Mr. Aiden Logsdon. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you, David?
I'm doing great, man. It's good to see you. It's been a while.
Great to see you. Yeah, it's been a minute. I'm glad to be here with you.
Well, we're excited to get you on the show. Excited to talk to you. I know you got a lot going on, so we're just going to dive right in. I will kind of tease a little bit at some point in this segment, in this episode. I want to talk a little AI music today, specifically.
Let's do it.
I know AI is kind of taking over the world, it seems like, but our world is music, and I don't know, man. I don't necessarily like the way things are going with AI music, but we'll get into that.
Okay, cool.
So we won't throw it all out there right off the bat. All right, little background from you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, all that good stuff, man.
Oh, I'm originally from Canyon, Texas. I was born and raised there, grew up there. As soon as I graduated high school, I couldn't get out of there fast enough, so I packed up my stuff. But I moved to South Plains because I heard that's where the music was coming out of, and I knew eventually I was gonna end up in Lubbock. So
yeah,
as soon as I got done with my first year at South Plains, I moved over to Lubbock, and I've been here ever since. So I've been here about 6 years now.
That's going to be a recurring theme on this show, just being our location and dealing in the music the way we do. Did you see the first episode with Clay Gibson?
I did. It was great.
He dove in deep about kind of the history of that school out there.
Yeah,
and I didn't realize that you were also a student of South Plains College.
Oh yeah, that's how Clay and I met.
All right, well, fantastic. Yes, I love that, man. Did you have a good time out there?
I had a great time. I had too much of a good time. I tried to turn it into a university. I stayed there a little longer than I probably should have, but you know what? It is what it is.
What did you take away from that program out there? Like, what was the big thing that you think helped you out going down the road?
The biggest thing for me was just get out and do the thing. You're not going to learn until you get out and actually do it and cut your teeth and go through it.
Yeah. So. Now, growing up out there in Canyon, it's a beautiful part of the country, by the way.
It sure is.
I know you said you couldn't wait to get out of there, but I love it up there, man. Did you get a lot of time out there at Palo Duro kind of?
So my parents lived just on the outskirts of Palo Duro Canyon, so I spent a lot of time in Palo Duro Canyon as a kid and going through high school and stuff. We went out there quite a bit.
I'm going to reach back a little bit. So I had this cool Triumph motorcycle, and this is during the pandemic. You remember the pandemic. How can we all forget that? I remember feeling like, man, I've been stuck in the house. I was just getting annoyed. I said, I got to get the hell out of here. So I was like, I'm just going to ride up to Canyon and go cruise the canyon.
There you go.
So I go ride all the way up there. I get there, and they wouldn't let me in because of the pandemic. I was like, wait a minute, what do you mean? There are other people going in there like, you have to make an appointment, you have to do all this, that, and the other. It felt like in what was that movie, National Lampoon Vacation, when they finally get to Wally World and it was closed. I was so sad. I ended up riding around like where the neighborhoods are at the top, but it is gorgeous up there. I did, years later, zip line across the Palo Duro Canyon. You know where the zip line place
it's super cool.
I might have peed myself a little bit. I don't like heights very much, but I am envious that you got to grow up in a really cool spot up there. Now, was music a big influence, like your family? I mean, where did you kind of get the bug to start playing?
Man, I really don't know. I as far back as I can remember, I've been singing, going through school and stuff. I always did choir and was trying to find a way in. And one day I just decided that was what I was going to do. I'd wrecked a four-wheeler really bad, and I was all stuffed up and couldn't really move around too good, and I got tired of playing video games, so I picked up a guitar and started teaching myself how to play guitar. And,
okay, self-taught.
Yes, sir.
Very cool. How about your family? Do they support this whole thing you're doing?
They were not the biggest fan of it at first, as one could imagine, but they have definitely come around to it. They come to all kinds of different shows. They like to show face as much as they can, so I'm super grateful for their support.
It's good to have that family support. I know it's tough to get it sometimes. For some folks, don't get it at all.
Yep.
And I know a few guys that are like that. Like, man, my parents hate the fact that I do this, and I hope it works out because I really need to be able to prove to them that it was a worthwhile endeavor. It's good that you have that family support. Of course, now you're kind of starting to see a little bit more success, man. I've been noticing your crowds are getting bigger and bigger. How's that kind of feeling for you, man?
It's been a lot of fun. The shows have gotten a lot better support shows, a lot better headline shows. We're getting to travel around a lot more, so it's been great.
Are you getting that moment, that cool moment that most bands eventually, well, not say most, a lot of bands will get, where the crowd starts to sing your songs back to you?
Every now and then. It depends on the market, but sometimes if we're in the right place, we'll see quite a few of them singing back to us.
Where you go, like how far out are you go? You staying mostly in Texas, or are you getting around?
Oh, no. This next month we're heading up to Arizona with Pecos and the Rooftops,
nice.
New Mexico, Oklahoma, Colorado, Arkansas. We're trying to spread our wings the best we can. Yes, sir.
That's good. And we've talked about that on the show where, being here in Lubbock, it's a good place to kind of cut your teeth, and get things going. But you got to get out of Lubbock as much as possible.
Yes, sir. You're going to have the minimum of 8 hours in the vehicle no matter where you're going if you're routing out of Lubbock. You got 4 hours there and 4 hours back. No matter where you're going, unless it's Amarillo.
Have you gotten used to that? Because I know there's, that downtime on the road has got to kind of, does it wear on you, at times, or is it something you actually enjoy?
As far as downtime, I don't get much. I'm the one that drives 99% of the time, so I get a lot of windshield time. I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. I get tired of it after a little while, but it is what it is. Somebody's got to do it.
What kind of rig are we rolling in right now?
Right now we're rolling around in a 2011 Forest River Sunseeker.
Okay, is that a van?
It's an RV.
It's an RV. So
yes,
that's
sir.
actually pretty good, man.
It's not bad. It's nice to have a green room everywhere we go because around Texas, there's a lot of places that really don't care to give you a green room or take care of you in any way. So it's nice to know we have a place to get ready and we always have a bed to sleep in.
It's weird to think that after all these years and the popularity of music in the state of Texas, that more of these venues don't step up and provide some cool kind of green room.
I agree. There's some places like the Blue Light has a great green room. Grady 66 Pub in Yukon, Oklahoma has a great green room. Twisted J. There's some really great places, but there's also a lot of places that could care less that you're there. You're there to play music, and that's all they care about.
Yeah, you're just kind of hanging out in the alley until the show starts.
We're gonna hang out in the alley, and we're gonna have some fun back there.
Grady 66. I don't think I've ever heard of that place. I've got a lot of roots in Oklahoma. I'm familiar with Yukon, Oklahoma, just on the outskirts of OKC there. Home of Cross Canadian Ragweed.
That is one of the ragweed bars.
That's right. I think also home of Garth Brooks.
Yes, sir, it is.
There's a story that goes back, I think it was early 2000s. They've got a water tower. You could see it from I-40.
Home of Garth Brooks.
And somebody vandalized that back in the day. I hope I'm getting this right. It's kind of a muddy story, but somebody had crawled up to the top of that thing, crossed out Garth Brooks, and spray painted CCR, which Cross Canadian Ragweed never liked to be called CCR anyway.
Right.
But there was some little vandalism that happened back early 2000s.
Well, I mean, I guess it's better than Billy Bob Loves Charlene.
That's good. Well, of course, we were talking about you being out on the road and talking about what's coming up, man. You've been working on some new music. I know you were saying you've been writing with a young man. What was his name again?
Colton Mortensen. He's a great young songwriter, very talented kid. I'm super excited to see where his future's taking him. He's just getting started. Been writing a bunch with him. We just put out a single, I guess, a little over a month ago, or coming up on a month now, called "Lot More Drinking." We're on the "Lot More Drinking" tour right now. So
I saw that on your socials. I was like, that kind of looks like fun.
Yes, sir. It's been a lot of fun
to be young and to be able to just hit the road and go have fun and to do all that drinking and have the energy to keep going.
Man, come Sunday, it's a long drive home. I'll tell you that much.
I bet, man. Quickly, I know that up in Canyon, last time I was up there, I don't know, I should have thought about this earlier, but they've got a Golden Light up there now, close to Canyon now, right?
There's the Golden Light Cantina on 6th Street, and I believe it's the Beer Garden. I don't remember what street it's on, but there's a beer garden. It's still in Amarillo. It's not quite to Canyon yet.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Their burgers are fantastic.
Oh, my goodness. Every time we stop at the Golden Light, everybody rants and raves about it. The whole band's excited to stop and eat.
Because I did get to go to that cantina, I guess. It's the newer one.
The beer, the Beer Garden's the newer one. The cantina is the original one on Route 66.
Okay. Got that backwards. Whatever the newer one was. And I was like, let's see if the burgers are still just as good. They're freaking awesome, man.
That's awesome. I hadn't gotten the chance to stop in there yet. I need to go check it out.
So if you are kind of rolling through Amarillo, take the time to go to the Golden Light. You'll probably see some really good music. You will see some really good music. And you get yourself a nice hamburger as well. So, well, what's ahead, man? I know you mentioned the single. You thinking full length album, EP down the line? What do we do? I know it's expensive to record, so that's I get that sometimes it's incremental. You can only do so much at a time. So.
Well, I can tell you as much as there is a live record in our future. I can't tell you where or with who, or I can't tell you any of those details yet. But we do have a live record in the near future.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is it the Blue Light?
No, sir. It is not the Blue Light.
Is it cheese? I'm just going to go through all the venues.
No, you're probably not going to guess it.
Will it be in Lubbock?
It will not be in Lubbock.
Okay. All right. That's all I'm not going to keep prodding.
Perfect.
That's cool, man. So, and what kind of timeline are we looking on that?
I know we're doing it in November.
Okay. So it'll probably be
late November.
Well past next year before it releases?
It'll be in 27 when it releases.
All right, that's
yes,
fantastic, dude. Looking forward to it. I'm proud of you, man. You were a guest on my show, my Thursday show. We call it the Thursday Radio Show so that we don't get sued.
Right.
Just call it the Thursday Radio Show out there at Cook's Garage. You were a guest several times.
Yes, sir. I sure was.
Always had a good time.
That really helped me. I appreciate you having me out. It helped me cut my teeth, gain some recognition across Lubbock. So I really do appreciate that.
It's kind of neat how that works, man. You start to get a little bit of that recognition in Lubbock, and it tends to give you some legs for even, further down, outside of Lubbock,
Absolutely.
Fort Worth, and,
Absolutely.
Austin area.
It's crazy how many of the Lubbock guys, how well it translates across the state of Texas that you're from Lubbock, and how often you'll go out of state and they'll be like, "Are you from Lubbock?" Yes, sir. How'd you know? Well, I can tell from your show.
Really?
Yeah, that's a comment that's made quite regularly.
That's interesting. I wonder why that is. Is it an energy or is it a sound or?
I don't know if it's a sound. I don't know if it's an energy. I don't know if it's the way we hold ourselves. But it's definitely an honor to be recognized as a Lubbock musician.
Yeah.
As one of the Lubbock guys coming up.
It's funny because and that's not a new thing. It's been going on for years and years, maybe even you could say decades, where there's sort of this sort of respect that comes from being a Lubbock artist.
Yes, sir. And I think we owe all that to guys like William Clark Green, Cleto Cordero, Josh Abbott, all those guys. So,
I dug up. You bring up Cleto Cordero. We were talking about him on one of the previous podcasts. He was a regular guest back about a decade ago.
Yes, sir.
And he was a guy that if somebody would call in sick, whatever, couldn't make it, I'd always call him. He'd come in every time
Yep.
he'd be there. And I dug up an old video from 10 years ago at Nick's, right next to the Overton.
I saw this on your Facebook.
Yeah. And it was just a flood of memories. What a cool time. I knew that those guys had something. I just didn't know quite how big they would get.
Oh, we'll just say they definitely had
They
it.
got big. I was so I'm in the car business. I was moving some cars around, and it just happened to be on Sirius XM, I think of the Outlaw channel, and it was freaking Flatland Cavalry
How
on
cool
Sirius
is that?
XM, and I was like, wow, to think that it all started right here in West Texas with those guys.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think it's stories like that drive me to keep taking guys like you and putting you on a pedestal and try to get your name out there as much as possible, because I love seeing that success, man.
Well, we appreciate it, and we definitely can't do it without y'all, so we definitely appreciate that.
It's neat to see, man. It's like you guys are like my little brothers at a certain point. You get to see grow up, and then
Yes, sir.
in some cases, some guys will stub their toe, but then they get back up again, and they keep going. But you're still just kind of getting things rolling, man. You're still, how old are you now?
I'm 25 now.
You're 25 young, man. You got plenty of time. I think I think Randall really didn't even kick off till he was close to 30.
That's what Will was telling me too, and that's been the story with a lot of the guys that I've been listening to since I was 14, 15 years old. So it's humbling when you are in that position where you're not the overnight success and you're the one cutting your teeth and going out and playing the shows and building the name across the state. I don't think I'll ever be the overnight sensation, and that's okay with me.
There are a couple that do have some just something happens, some spark happens early on, but even the ones that we perceive as overnight successes,
they've been doing it for years.
Absolutely. I mean, even we like to mention Co a lot on this channel because, well, we kind of got to see him develop and become who he is today. But there were years and years of him cruising across the state in that crappy old van of his, Parker McCollum, same thing.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when we were when the station that originally started all the Red Dirt music here in Lubbock. I can't say the name of it, but we were out at Buddy Holly Park, small little crappy little building, and that's when I met Parker. And he was actually nervous. He was like, he was, I wouldn't say nervous, but he was just kind of getting started. And I remember him sitting there, and I can't remember what song he played, but I thought to myself, damn, this guy is amazing. Little did I know where he would wind up.
Yep.
He's doing great these days as well. Well, I want to kind of dive into something. I mentioned it. I teased it when we first got started. And this is something that's really been on my mind a lot. We're hearing about all this AI stuff, okay? Not just, there's some fun with it where you can kind of have some fun videos and, make some cool pictures. There's some applications that I think are kind of neat about AI. One thing that's bothering me is this AI music trend. What are you kind of thinking about this?
I'm not a fan of it. I think if you have the talent to make music, you don't need to rely on social media, or you don't need to rely on ChatGPT or AI in any form. Man, it's a matter of work ethic. If you want it bad enough, you're going to figure out how to do it. If you don't, there's lots of people in the scene that are using AI, and they're using it to create sounds, and there's definitely some tools that can be used, but that does not need to be the main source of the production. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you think there's a lot of people out there kind of cheating? Would you consider that cheating? I think it is.
I would consider it probably cheating. There's definitely some guys out there doing it for sure.
Yeah, we're not going to name any names, but I'm disappointed to hear that because you're a little more into the know when it comes to that side of it.
Yes, sir.
The producing and everything else.
I'm writing all the time, man. It doesn't matter. It's weird how songs come to you. Sometimes it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it's sitting in a write, and you can definitely tell the difference between who's actually writing the songs and who's using something to help them write.
You can
the
tell.
Songs. Yeah. Well, there's bits and pieces you can tell on.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep.
This whole concept of putting stuff out there it's all AI generated and then kind of claiming it as your own. That's kind of bullshit, and I'm having a problem with that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now there is some novelty stuff. Like I heard a buddy of mine from work had me listen to it. It was 50 Cent's Many Men set to a bluesy 50s style.
Okay, I've heard stuff like that.
It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
That was cool because it was a novelty. It wasn't meant to be passed off as like somebody's original art.
It's not going to be a hit, you know what I mean?
No.
I mean, it can definitely, I can see why people appreciate that, and I definitely understand that.
It was funny. I say funny. It was just an interesting take on, because they just took 50 Cent's lyrics and just set it to blues music, and it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, this actually works. You know?
Well, it's crazy the different ways you can transpose music, and you can put it in a different genre and it still works.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's just what makes me nervous is that and you're telling me that there are people out there that are doing this.
100%. They're all over the place.
What do you think the long-term repercussions that are going to be?
I feel like eventually there's going to be screening for it, especially when you're going into the studio and writing credits, because it can get messy. It can get really sloppy really quick, and that's not something I feel like any true songwriter wants any part of.
You bring up a good point, the writing credits part. How do you justify when you put that record out, written and produced by ChatGPT? I mean, how does that work?
I don't know.
And how do you justify that?
I don't know if that's even been a topic of conversation yet. I'm sure it probably is with the guys at BMI and ASCAP.
Yeah.
And, I don't know how that's going to turn out. I don't imagine that being a great conversation, because it can get so much. It can get so messy. It's a matter of somebody picking up their phone and typing in, "Hey, here's what I've got. Where can I go with this?"
Yeah, I have this idea in my mind of a song. Give me the rest of the lyrics.
Yeah, figure it out for me. And at that point, what's the fun in it? You're not going to get the same feeling of writing a song.
Yeah.
You're cheating yourself. You're cheating your audience, I feel like.
I genuinely think, at least the true music fans, people that are just passionate about music, they're going to reject it.
I hope so.
And when you get caught doing it, that could ruin careers.
And that's kind of the reason I'm looking at doing the live records compared to going into the studio and cutting it in the studio, because, man, anybody can go into a studio and sound good. Mm-hmm. If you have a good producer, if you have good engineers, you can figure out how to make it sound good.
Yeah.
Not everybody can go on a stage in front of 2,000 people and sound great.
That's true. That is true.
I feel like there's going to be a demand of live records that comes back, and I don't know if that's going to be sold via CD or how it's going to be, distributed. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that demand is definitely going to come back sooner than later.
I've always been a big fan of the live record.
I have too.
Since all the way back to the old MTV Unplugged records, the Alice in Chains and Nirvana Unplugged, Pearl Jam Unplugged. Those are some of my favorite records of all time, still to this day.
Absolutely.
Just something about that live feel, the audience responding to the music. So that's not a half bad way to combat some of this AI stuff. My theory is, and I'm going to kind of go back, I'm kind of aging myself here, but the days of like Milli Vanilli, for example, they got in all kinds of trouble because they found out that those guys didn't actually sing on those records. They were just performers. And of course, they won a Grammy, and I think their Grammy was taken away from them because of it. And then who was that? Ashley Simpson or whatever it was when she was on Saturday Night Live. They found out she was lip syncing, and just all the backlash that came with it.
I mean, if we're going to do that, let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, same thing.
I mean, the biggest stages in the world, people are lip syncing.
Lip syncing, and people starting to reject that stuff, or they were back when a lot of that stuff was prevalent. But I think you're going to see a lot of the same stuff with the AI. Once people start finding out, hey, wait a minute, you didn't write that?
Fight the machine, baby. Fight it. Let's see what the humans can really do.
Yeah, well, and I think it's that we've all got a soul.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but the computer doesn't. And the reason why I love music isn't because necessarily well-crafted lyrics or whatever. It's because those lyrics came from somebody's soul. It came from somebody's, something deep inside of them.
Yeah.
You can't get that with a machine, dude. You just can't. And
some of the best songwriters in the world, the reason they're the best songwriters is because they've gone out and they've lived the situations, they've lived the experience. It's part of their life. They're writing about their life,
Not just some machine cranking out ones and zeros.
Yeah, not your phone telling you, hey, you should do this because somebody did it.
It scares me.
Yeah, it scares me. It scares the dog out of me.
And we're just talking about music alone.
Yeah.
AI in general. There's just talks about people not having jobs down the line.
It's going to be sooner than later. It's terrifying, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I think Elon Musk was talking about, there'll be a universal, I can't do a very good Elon Musk impression, but there'll be a universal income. I'm like, well, that's just socialism at that point. I don't want that.
No.
I want to be able to go out and earn and make money for myself. I think as humans, when you've got to have that purpose.
Yeah, you've got to have a purpose. Otherwise, we're going to have a bunch of depressed humans running around.
More so.
Yeah,
which we already have a lot of that.
We've already got an issue, and I think it all stems with our phones. So
yeah, it's an evil little box, and
it sure is.
I find myself in the doom scroll sometimes, and I have to stop myself.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, enough. The irony there is that we're literally creating content to put on this little evil box, but the content that we do here is a passion for music. And
absolutely. I don't know if have you seen that new Toy Story movie?
I want to go see it. I'm a big fan.
It's really, really good.
Big fan of the Toy Story series.
I've watched all of them, and I know that's kind of funny. We're talking about Toy Story on the podcast.
That's okay. Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of truth in it. Kids are being robbed of their childhoods because parents are throwing a tablet in front of them to keep them occupied, so they don't have to do their job. And I don't feel like that's the way you need to be raising your kid.
It's so bad these days. You go into any restaurant, go into Walmart, wherever, and the kid is.
They're glued to it. They can't even look up and have a conversation.
I'm so glad my son didn't. He was kind of his generation, when he was about 7, 8, or 9, 10, 11 years old. That's when that more of that was happening.
Yeah.
He's a good young man. Big shout out to Dylan. At some point he'll see this. He's still currently at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, doing basic training for the United States Army.
Well, I appreciate his service, man. That's awesome. We'll be keeping him in our prayers.
Absolutely. Every morning, man. But he thankfully, I just didn't raise him to be like that.
Thankfully,
Thank God I didn't. Because I can see as a parent, you get frustrated. You just need a moment's peace. And I'm not dogging on any parents that do it. I get it, man. I've been a parent.
My concern is are these kids going to be able to look you in the eye and have a conversation with you when they're 18?
Yeah.
Are they going to be able to hold a job because they understand how to communicate? And I'm worried that they're not going to be able to.
There's this fear of even getting on the telephone with somebody, making
What's
a phone
up with that?
call.
Or I keep hearing stories about kids being too scared to go get their driver's license because they're scared to drive. Man,
a lot of
when
that.
I was 16, I
you're
was
damn right.
begging, "Hey, Mom, can we go do this test?"
Yeah, you're damn right. I know that as soon as I was legal to drive, I was driving.
I was driving well before I was legal to drive, and I was raised out farming and ranching in the Oklahoma Panhandle, and by the time I could reach the pedals, I was already driving. They were turning me loose. Go do your thing. But,
that's the difference between a West Texas kid and maybe some kid from Ohio. I'm not dogging Ohio, but with Dylan, he was about 17 when he finally started driving. So it wasn't like he was afraid. I think there was just a lot going on, but he was never afraid to drive. But the convenience these days, you've got Uber, you got so many other options. They could just.
What happens if one day the world shuts down and you're not able to get on your phone and order that?
I've thought about it.
How are you going to be able to take care of yourself?
Yeah, that's why I like to keep physical music around still.
Yeah, CDs are still they're still relevant. You need to be holding on to physical copies of movies and CDs and making sure you got it just in case. You never know. You never know what's going to happen.
I have quite the collection of all the years of doing radio. I got a lot of free CDs over those years.
Yeah,
I held on to every single one of them.
That's cool. You've got a long catalog.
They got a lot of dust on them because they haven't been used in a while.
Well, that's all right. One of these days you're going to break them out and you're going to be grateful you held on to them.
You're damn right. I'll tell you what, man. You brought your guitar with you. I'd love to hear a song, man. You got something in mind? I just kind of sprung that on you. Oh, by the way, Left Turn, Squirrel. You're talking about the Toy Story. I'm going to go see that movie. Which one was it that made me cry like a bitch? I think it was 3.
I don't know. There was one that made me cry.
Oh, my gosh, man. I don't think I'd ever cried to a cartoon before, but Toy Story did it to me, man. But I'm going to go see that new one.
Let's see here. We're going to do Emily, if that's all right with you.
Let's do it, man.
Emily's got tears rolling down her cheeks, and the whole day's turned blue. 'Cause I'm packing up my suitcase, I'm leaving her lonely, and she's telling me we're through. So I'll chase those little lines, think back to all those times we tussle around the bedroom for a while. And I'll drive until my eyes catch a glimpse of city lights, and I'll wonder if she's lonely while I'm gone, hoping that I'm wrong. Well, 2 a.m. my phone is buzzing off the nightstand, and her name's across the screen. Well, telling me what a piece of work that I am, and what a fool that I must be. So I'll chase those little lines, think back to all those times we tussle around the bedroom for a while. And I'll drive until my eyes catch a glimpse of city lights, and I wonder if she's lonely while I'm gone, hoping that I'm wrong. I got home Sunday, there's a truck parked in my driveway, and it don't belong to me. Guess that I'm the fool for running out and chasing my dreams, but he's better off than me. So I'll chase those little lines, think back to all those times we tussle around the bedroom for a while. And I'll drive until my eyes catch a glimpse of Lubbock lights, and I wonder if she's lonely while I'm gone. Guess I know I'm wrong. Guess I know I'm wrong. Well, Emily's got tears rolling down her cheeks, and the whole day's turned blue.
There he is, Aiden Logsdon. Between the Verses podcast. Good stuff, my friend.
I appreciate it, man.
And that right there is an example of why we want people writing music and not having AI do it. It's little stuff, man, like you talk about the Lubbock Lights.
Yeah.
AI doesn't know anything about that. If you're out here in West Texas, you understand what that means. And I didn't until I moved out here. My son's mother, Christina, I came here from Oklahoma City, where a lot of light pollution there. You didn't at night. It was a big city. You couldn't really see the sky all that well. She goes, "Oh, David, wait till you get out to West Texas. It's the most amazing skies," and it is. On a clear night in West Texas, you're not in town. You can see every star in the sky. And
then it's an ocean of stars.
You get a little closer and a little closer to Lubbock, and then you see that glow.
Yeah.
It's that Lubbock Lights, if you will. It's just a glow off in the distance. And that's something we know as human beings, because we've seen it. It sparks something in the soul that becomes song that AI could never write.
Exactly. Yep.
So,
bingo.
All right. I'm just nervous about it. I guess I don't mean to keep rolling around the mud with AI, but man, it has really been something that has concerned me.
And I feel like it's a concern for all of West Texas, really, and maybe not just West Texas, but the United States as a whole. What are the long-term effects of this? I saw the other day on Facebook that there was a bunch of stillborn cattle that were born right next to an AI database. So,
Really?
yes, so that's very concerning. I'm terrified to know what that's doing to our bodies, you know?
Yeah, because they're not going to tell you right off the bat, are they?
No, we're going to find out 10 years from now, just like our phones, what's the effects of it being in our pocket all the time or right up next to our brain all the time. You never know.
You're probably right. That scares the hell out of me. Because you know our government's so open about everything, right?
Yeah,
they love
they're going to tell you exactly what you need to know. I mean, they just told us about aliens.
Yeah, supposed aliens.
Yeah.
Who knows what that is about? But the data centers has been a point of contention for a lot of people, especially out in rural areas. It seems like that's where they want to put a lot of these data centers.
And what's one thing we don't have around here is water.
Yeah, and they need a lot of water. And that's something that you talk to any West Texan, it's like, well, it's been raining a lot. Good, because we need it.
Yeah.
You know, it's always we need more.
Yep.
And
it's never enough. Unfortunately, it's blistering hot outside right now, and if we don't get rain soon, it's going to look just like it did a month ago.
Yep.
Brown.
Quickly.
It's going to look dead quick.
Yep. Sometimes I dive into these little conspiracy theories. I love them. I do. I don't believe every single one of them, but I love watching them.
I'm the same way.
And this guy was pointing out that if you look at a data center from the sky and look at it, it looks like a computer chip board in a lot of ways. And then you dive in a little bit closer to it, and so you actually get into like the machines, the mainframes, and those are all computer chips. And so what happens when you have all these data? It's a planet full of basically circuitry is what it looks like. What does that mean? I don't know.
Break out your super soakers.
Yeah, those flock cameras.
Yeah,
now.
The flock cameras scare the crap out of me, man. What do you need to know what I'm doing all the time for?
I didn't realize how prevalent those were, and I was watching Tucker Carlson. I'm a big fan of Tucker's, and I'm going to probably catch some shit for that, but I am. I think he's an intelligent man. They were talking about those flock cameras where they don't even tell you they're putting them in. These municipalities they're taking money from these folks, putting in these cameras, and it's like, what do you need all this information for?
Well, the part that scares me is they're not even owned by the United States.
No, it's privately owned. Yep. What are you doing with all that data?
Why do you need to know where I'm going?
Yeah, and what are you using that information for?
Yeah.
So as you read my tag and you know that I'm at a certain part of town every day at the same time. I mean, what do you need? Why?
Yeah.
This is becoming too China-like, man.
Yep, there's a lot of problems with it. I'll say that much.
Well, and here in this part of the country, I know there's people that go, well, if I'm not doing anything wrong, who cares? You know what? But I don't know, man. There's something in the soul of West Texas. We're very just fiercely independent, and we don't want to be watched. We don't want to be told what to do.
We deserve a little privacy.
We certainly do. We want to follow laws. I am a man of law and order. Yeah. But to just the invasion of it all. But then again, they say this phone's probably listening to our conversation right now.
Oh, it more than likely is. There's all sorts of stuff we need to be scared about,
and I know it does it. This was a few summers back. Me and my son said, well, what do you want to do for summer? Do you want to go to Six Flags or you want to go down to Schlitterbahn in New Braunfels? He goes, I don't know, Dad, man. Maybe the water park might be cool. I'd never Googled Schlitterbahn. I didn't search up what the cost of tickets were. All of a sudden on Facebook, I was getting ads for Schlitterbahn.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Schlitterbahn's such a unique word, Schlitterbahn.
Yeah.
It's not like a normal word that you would use in everyday conversation.
No.
As soon as I said Schlitterbahn, just ad after ad after ad after ad.
They're listening to
They
us
are
for
listening, dude. So
careful what you say. Put your phone in the closet before you have any too deep of a conversation.
That's probably true. I didn't. Here I am without my tinfoil hat, but maybe I'll bring it for the next episode. All right, man. So this is a good part of the episode where I like to kind of throw a couple songs out there that more people need to be listening to. And I'm kind of just roughly calling it's kind of a rough title to it, Dave's Obscure Song Picks. And I like doing this mainly because there's a lot of music out there that people aren't hearing. For years and years of doing radio, I always listen to music for the audience. Right. I think the audience will like this. I think the audience will like that. And I've been fortunate this last year and a half of kind of being retired from radio to start listening to music for myself again. And I've really dived into some bands that have just impressed the hell out of me. You got a couple in mind? Because I kind of warned you ahead of time. I'm kind of springing it on you here, but you got a couple songs in mind that you think more people should be listening to, bands?
Let's see.
That maybe not everybody's heard of.
Jackson Malone's a great example. I think
Okay.
he's fantastic, coming out of the woodworks with original music. It may not fit everybody, but he is coming up with his own thing and doing something different than everybody else has been doing, and I appreciate that. Chandler Pearson,
I like Chandler. Yeah.
he's got a song that's going to be coming out soon called "The Same." That's an incredible song.
Okay.
There's a lot of I mean, I've got a long list of guys that deserve recognition for great songs.
Throw a
that
few
they
more
haven't
out there
gotten
if you want. Yeah.
yet. Colton Mortensen will be coming out with some more songs. That's another name that I've already said on the pod. But there's Tristan Graves, Gatlin Johnson,
yeah.
Slade Coulter, Travis Roberts. There's a ton of guys in West Texas alone that are not getting the recognition that they deserve because they're not mainstream yet.
Yeah. Well, Tristan was on a previous episode. I think that should be probably, it's already out by the time this one airs. He went ahead and let everybody know that he was moving from Lubbock.
Yep.
Yeah, he's decided to move down to the hill country.
I saw that. New Braunfels, right?
New Braunfels, I believe. So, which is a great area because there's a lot of
Absolutely.
music, a lot of support down there.
songwriters, yeah.
And it doesn't hurt for him to, he might get a little closer to the mic there. But,
I'm sorry.
But there's the fact that he's taken that chance because it's easy to get comfortable in Lubbock, man. It's easy to get comfortable here. You know a lot of people around here. Takes some balls to get up and just leave.
Especially living in your van.
Yeah, he's literally
Especially living
his
in your van. I love it, man.
So
Bring back songwriters like that, man. I love it.
when he walks, you can hear it. There's an audible clanging sound. So that is just his testicular fortitude. So I appreciate what he's doing. All right, I'll give you guys a couple of my picks. A little band out of Austin, Texas. I actually saw that Cat Hasty was playing with them at one point, just having some fun with those guys. But I'm a big fan. They're a little band called Nether Hour. Have you heard of those guys?
I have not heard of them.
They've got this song called Ketamine. Now, I'm not a pro drug guy, but it's an interesting take. It's basically, it starts off, they're leaving Lubbock or leaving Austin. Austin looks a little different from the outside. And, they're drinking, smoking a little something. Next thing you know, they're snorting a little something. Next thing you know, they're on ketamine. And the song takes this crazy journey to where they're just literally tripping balls and they're just in their own little world. It's a cool song. We'll try to link all these in the YouTube so you can go to see these songs yourself and hear them yourself. And there's also a little band called Goodnight Texas. Have you heard of them?
That sounds more familiar, but I don't know any of their songs.
I'm shocked that more people don't know about them. There's a song called Moonshiners. The song progression. I mean, just the way that they wrote it. It feels like you're wearing the song like a blanket, like a warm blanket. It's such a good tune. I would highly suggest you go check out either of those bands, Nether Hour and Goodnight Texas. And at some point, and this is just my cheap ploy of trying to get them on the podcast as well. I'd love to have those guys in the studio, man. I'd love to talk to them.
Very nice.
So we got just a little bit more time. You want to maybe pick one more for us before we call it?
Yeah. I'll play one that I wrote with a fellow Lubbock guy, Landon Fisher.
I like him. His story's interesting. We're going to have him on the podcast as well.
You should definitely have him on the podcast. He's a great kid. He's got some great things going for him.
Yeah, he does. His background, he was like on the road with his family and just started, out of boredom, picked up a guitar and started writing. And this guy's got some serious writing chops. So big shout out to Landon.
Yeah, I love writing with Landon. You said 10 full hats earlier, and it made me think of this.
Okay.
There's aliens around us, smoke filling the room. They landed their spaceships somewhere on the roof. They can feel you breathing, there's nothing you can do. You better run, you better hide, 'cause Spaceman's on the move. Bunch up your tinfoil hats, 'cause they don't come in peace, no. They've come to fry your mind and take you to the moon. There's nowhere to hide in this desert, to chase you till sunrise. So bunch up your tinfoil hats, 'cause Spaceman's gonna steal your mind. They're breaking out their ray guns, I'm staring at the beam. I can feel it pull me closer than I mean. They can feel you breathing, there's nothing you can do. You better run, you better hide, 'cause Spaceman's on the move. So bunch up your tinfoil hats, 'cause they don't come in peace, no. They've come to fry your mind and take you to the moon. There's nowhere to hide in this desert. They'll chase you till sunrise. So bunch up your tinfoil hats, 'cause Spaceman's gonna steal your mind. Oh, he's gonna steal your mind. He's gonna steal your mind.
Yeah, I like that one, man. Aiden Logsdon there. That's a perfect song for what we've been talking about on the podcast today. All right, so the last question then, I guess. Aliens, you think they're real, or is it just the government screwing with us?
I think they're real, man.
You think they're real?
Have you ever been to Marfa, Texas?
I've been through Marfa, yeah. Yeah, the Marfa Lights, as they say.
Yeah, have you ever seen those?
No, I haven't. Tell us a little bit more for folks that maybe don't know about
So back in the day, the Native Americans would watch them, and they thought that they were gods, and then like coming through modern times, they would send F-18s out after them and try to chase them down, and they could never catch them. And I don't know if it's gases, I don't know what it is, but I have a feeling aliens are real. I don't know what it is, but
see, we could get it. Man, this podcast could turn into a whole new thing.
It could be
the theory of
Theory
us,
Central.
There's that theory that we are a seeded planet. Have you ever heard that?
I have,
like we were put here a long time ago,
Yeah.
and it's sort of like we're in a little test tube or something. They're just kind of watching, going, "Well, see what they do."
It's like when you're a kid, you're out there burning ants with sparklers or something, playing God. You know?
We're the ants.
Yeah, we're the ants.
Sleep well with that one. Yeah, there you go. Well, Aiden Logsdon, thank you so much for taking the time to come in the studio.
Man, thank you so much for having me on. I had a great time.
We're going to get you back in again, and next time we'll bring our tinfoil hats.
Yeah, bring your tinfoil hat. They don't come in peace.
We'll definitely need them. This has been the Between the Verses podcast. My name is David Wilde. We'll see you guys on the next one.